Angels proclaim today that there will be no further delays or postponements. I am contacting you as my urgency dictates, says the Father. Your prayers and requests are as proximate as your breath and as accessible as your hands and feet. Your will and capacity for choice establish the link between your faith and the tangible outcomes it manifests. Can you accept this as a response now? Do not permit hesitancy or uncertainty regarding subsequent actions to deprive you of the imminent transformation and opportunity available in your life. Those who know their God will possess strength and perform remarkable deeds. Cease ruminating on the impediments and engage fully in my presence. Ingest profoundly of my spirit and immerse your intellect in my assurances. In that environment, the audacity to act will locate you, and your faith will develop the means to propel you into the core of my intentions. The Father commands us to cease procrastination. Cease all postponements. No further rationalizations will deter you from fulfilling my promises. The Father proclaims that today marks your present moment and current season. Exult and remain fearless. The divine approval for your change and transformation is currently upon you. God proclaims today that if I am with you, who can oppose you? Your adversary is not omniscient. He is not invulnerable. The falsehood propagated by religion is that the malevolent entity possesses qualities that are solely mine and exist exclusively within my dominion. While the devil allocates his finite knowledge and resources to your detriment, I have dedicated all of heaven's substantial resources to your protection and prosperity. What do you anticipate the result will be? Rely on the might of my mighty right arm today, beloved. Obscure the adversary via your conviction today. Thoughts and acts imbued with faith perplex the adversary and thwart his assaults. He only prevails against you when you permit pressure and agony to hinder your connection to the vine. I reiterate, my beloved, repose in me. Place your trust in my oversight and management of all facets of your existence. The adversary may struggle and attempt to infiltrate your existence, yet your triumph and elevation into my favor are guaranteed and validated by your faith in the sacrificial blood of Calvary. God proclaims that today, allow my joy to serve as your guiding principle and direction. Past events do not establish the prerequisites for future days. Your history will not determine your future. My spirit precedes you to unlock closed doors and to repel the adversary's attacks on your life and tranquility. I traverse your history unencumbered by temporal constraints. I am the deity of time and eternity. Your past may seem to have irrevocably shaped your future, but the Father asserts that it is His sovereignty, not time or chance, that dictates your destiny. Broaden your expectations and recognize that you are not constrained by erroneous decisions made in the past. I am disturbing all that is mutable so that only that which originates from and fortifies my kingdom will endure. The Father proclaims, do not fear the tremors. Do not oppose the turbulence that frequently arises, for as I stated in my word, it is through considerable suffering that one enters the kingdom. Confront the pressure that would deter you from your deepest aspirations and my paramount objective. Ascend with the wings of an eagle, and you shall overcome every obstacle and attain the reward of my exalted calling in your life. God is conveying today that His purpose is to lead you to the fulfillment of your highest aspirations and greatest dreams. You interact with my intentionality by emphasizing my essence in your surroundings rather than fixating on adverse situations or the bad individuals you have permitted within your bounds. The Father emphasizes the significance of selecting friends judiciously. Malevolent affiliations degrade virtuous conduct. Associating with negative, pessimistic, and sarcastic individuals will not facilitate the attainment of my serenity or my joy. What are you doing? Inquires the Father. What are the origins of worry and fear? Protect your heart and mind by associating with individuals who inspire joy, tranquility, triumph, and the exhilaration of transcending limitations while being supported by your peers. If those in your vicinity do not support and motivate you to adopt a water-walking mindset, it may be prudent to reevaluate your social networks. Maturity does not equate to negativity disguised as pragmatism. Allow this to be a defining moment for you, says the Father, and choose to adopt a vision of my purpose that transcends earthly limitations. The one who resides in the sky shall mock. When one resides in elevated circumstances, one finds amusement and experiences joy in matters that terrestrial individuals flee from in fear. Ha ha ha. The absence of laughter signifies capitulation. Dismiss the distractions of untrustworthy advisors. Set aside your insecurities and discover your refuge, serenity, and rhythm in me, declares the Father, and I will expedite your journey to your personal promised land. Today, God asserts that triumph is achieved via yielding will. You must overcome the persistent depression that fails to acknowledge the potential for my magnificence to appear in your life. Dearest, self-pity deprives you of your position in my kingdom. Exert control over the resentful self and elevate your identity in Christ. Dedicate yourself to my methodology and entrust the outcomes to me. The Father states that this is the subsequent stage. You sought comprehension, yet what you truly requested was an expedient solution, which I am not providing. The Father asserts that shortcuts are for the timid. Shortcuts deprive you of the complete spectrum of my grandeur in your particular tale. I am contacting you to engage fully with my methodology on your journey to complete satisfaction. In your most challenging moments, recognize that your words influence your identity. Refrain from succumbing to despair. Instead, cultivate hope and remain composed, especially when the positive aspects of your situation are obscured. Indeed, you can endure a setback, but promptly re-establish your position to govern and exert influence as a principality and a power on earth. Populate your head with your desired expressions, since the words you articulate delineate the boundaries of your forthcoming experiences. Whining and whining will create a profound abyss of sorrow into which you will inevitably plunge, pondering futilely, how did this occur? Do not complain, advises the Father, it is unseemly for a fighter. Proclaim your admiration and exalt my magnificence shortly. You shall not be disillusioned or deterred. This is a day of blessings, my favor for you. Simply embrace praise, purpose, and determination, and you will encounter my utmost offerings just ahead. Before the video continues, I request you to help by super thanks for my financial help. Today, God conveys that there are always second chances, beloved. Do not despair when life stresses reveal your shortcomings and your faith falters. I am positioned at the right hand of the Father, perpetually interceding to facilitate your eventual triumph, elevation into blessings, favor, and the realization of all that I have pledged. My utmost and paramount objective remains available for you. No circumstance you encounter or decision you have taken has surprised me, nor has it compelled me to erase the blessings I have prepared for you from your record in the book of life. Resolve to release the past and relinquish the shame, permitting me to purify and transform you, ensuring that those mistakes, faults, and sins do not recur. I possess the ability to indelibly shape your existence and persona, resulting in your irrevocable transformation, beloved. Individuals will observe you and inquire, "Who are you?" They believed they understood you, but this is the transformed and enhanced version of yourself, fashioned in my likeness, a novel creation in Christ that exists, communicates, and exemplifies the divine walk. Therefore, take joy in rebirth and restoration, because it is your inheritance. Provide me with what I am requesting. Conform to the influence of my Spirit upon your heart. Enter into a state of obedience, and you will witness stagnation disrupted, your life revitalized within mine, and all things transformed instantaneously. Jesus Christ proclaims today that He is your security and your trust in this moment. The adversary will assault your psyche and emotions to undermine the choices that liberated you from his control. Remain resolute in the decisions I have guided you to undertake. The capacity for choosing within your heart is the mechanism by which triumph is attained and faith is elevated. No concessions and no uncertainty. The faith I instilled inside you is incapable of yielding feeble or half-hearted solutions. Your religion is the tenacious guardian of your spirit, gripping the adversary with unwavering resolve until he succumbs to anguished defeat. I am invoking your tenacity today. The Father advises perseverance and the avoidance of compromise. While others with superior armor and more formidable reputations in the kingdom may have retreated, you must not withdraw. Recall the words of the author of Hebrews, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher. I am creating inside you and completing within you. Turn your gaze towards me, for any alternative concentration is inadequate and fails to represent the significant work I will do in your life. Reassess and modify your expectations. Confront your obstacles with the fundamental belief that the entirety of heaven is supporting the risks you undertake in anticipation of my blessing and favor. This is the moment when heaven's finest assist you, proclaims the Father. God advises that in times of intense pressure, you should depend on your will to operate inside yours. Yield to my magnificence amid the pressures you encounter, and I will save you from committing errors of disbelief and fear. Overcome the dismissive "so what" mentality that disregards the old assurances of my word. Resolve to amplify your internal dialogue beyond the voices of adversaries, skepticism, or other influences that contradict my current promises in your life. Dispel the accumulated remnants of doubt and disbelief that have settled around your spirit. The Father urges you to recognize your genuine identity as my beloved and to understand this as your authentic self. Each subsequent image represents a distortion of self emanating from the adversary. Dismiss these as complete falsehoods and perceive yourself as I perceive you. You are enabled. You possess entitlement. You should be envied, as the forthcoming transformations in your life will be extraordinary and unavoidable, regardless of the adversary's schemes. My will is immutable, hence, align your will with mine, and it will serve as a vessel for my sovereignty and grace. The Father proclaims, this is your time. Advance towards your utmost potential, as that is the one inevitability governing your life at present. Today, God is summoning you from a state of stagnation onto a trajectory for the multitude of blessings prepared for you at this moment. You are not in a period of waiting on God, rather, this is a time to embrace your blessings. Your moment of blessing has arrived, and your bold actions of faith, your evident proclamation of my goodness, will dismantle the mocking adversary that asserts, you cannot, and you will not. The Father asserts that He is not an authority. My Lordship is surmounting every obstacle on your behalf throughout this period. Cease any delays. The Father asserts that your actions regarding my words hold greater significance than your anticipation of my actions. I have already established comprehensive provisions for transformation and transition at the right hand of the Father, in response to your pleas. Commence from your current position, states the Father. Commence from your current position and do not disregard the summons to compliance despite apparent impossibility. Shall I not extend your strides before you? The Father states that miracles are forthcoming, and you will be involved in them. You possess a ministerial gift, and it is now time to cease your anticipation and uncertainty and commence the implementation of the inspirations He has ignited inside you. Your hands are devoted to the extraordinary and the talents of healing. Step over, transcend the obstacles, impediments, and excuses, and I shall meet you there, declares the Father. Today, God states that when I prayed, "Not my will but thine be done," I manifested glory. The grandeur that accompanied me before the earth's foundation assisted me when I surrendered my will with the finality that culminated on the cross. Your will serves as the conduit for my presence and splendor to manifest in your circumstances and existence. I can manage any situation except your unwillingness to reach a decision. I am transitioning you from a submitted will based on authority to one based on authorization. My authority is derived from you as my cherished one. My authorization is granted to you as you assume the role of a servant and exhibit obedience even till death. The Father declares it is time for radical access. The adversary does not capitulate only in response to your vociferations. Your decisions instill trepidation and fear in the enemy. Your choices are causing him distress, as your determination is preventing him from exerting control over you. Therefore, submit your will once more today. As my mercies are replenished daily, so too should your devotion and commitment to my kingdom be revitalized with renewed determination each day. This is your share, and within it resides my promise and its realization, in the surrendered will you have presented to me. Before the video ends, I just want you to share this video with your friends and family. Angels proclaim today that I am integrating myself into your life and shaping your character. Do not be troubled by the individuals, situations, and circumstances that change. Life entails transformation, and yesterday's sustenance will not meet today's requirements. Procure daily sustenance and renewed vigor from me in your domain. Maintain a flexible grip on all matters. The unforeseen modifications that may seem illogical to you are, in fact, responses to your prayers and supplications. Even if you do not comprehend instantly, recognize that it is not an adversary using you, rather, it is my hand alleviating your burdens and optimizing your life for the forthcoming tasks and triumphs. Therefore, refrain from looking back. The Father advises against dwelling on the past, as He intends to enrich it with His goodness and favor, beyond all expectations. Without remorse. No doubt. Take solace in the understanding that your existence unfolds under the dominion of my authority. No individual who engages in the activity while reflecting on the past will persevere, for the reward lies in continually advancing toward my optimal and supreme design. Rejoice, declares the Father, and I again, rejoice. The benefits of obedience and submission will become increasingly gratifying each day. Today, God intends to enlighten you with your true identity. As I am, so are you on earth. What is my current state? Be assured, dear one, that I remain undeterred. I am not preoccupied. I am unconcerned with the future, as I have already experienced all that lies ahead, so, I am inherently prepared for tomorrow's challenges. Contemplating the future is futile, as my presence in your life today will be unchanged tomorrow. The Father asserts that He is incapable of failure, hence, you too are incapable of failure when you embody His essence in your life. The Father instructs you to embody my essence in your life today. Do not concern yourself with matters, let matters concern themselves with you. Proclaim within, I shall express gratitude to the Lord with utmost sincerity, and your adulation will compel the adversary to retreat from the battleground. Your commendation mitigates fear and disheartens the adversary. I am your illumination. I am your deliverance. What potential rival could challenge my significance in your life? Inform your heart, do not fear, for fear is intimidated by you. Fear is so intimidated by you that it remains awake at night, concocting falsehoods about events that will ultimately never transpire, for I am at your side. Thus, the Father proclaims, be elevated. I understand that you may not always comprehend this, but I possess considerable patience. I possess such patience that I am dedicated to demonstrating your invincibility in me now, tomorrow, and indefinitely if required. Angels assert today that your happiness serves as your navigational guide. Embrace the day with exuberance. Proceed with tranquility. My delight within you dictates the course of your life and your day. My tranquility dictates the timing. Avoid succumbing to the gravitational pull of ruminating on negativity, hardships, and challenges. Do you wish to avoid that location? Understand this, dear one, you are situated where your focus directs you. The adversary is skilled at presenting negative distractions to entice you away from the road of joy and your deepest aspirations that I have you pursuing. Avoid succumbing to the deceptive tactics of the malevolent entity. Preserve your tranquility. Maintain your happiness. May you be elevated today, proclaims the Father. Remain optimistic. Do not doubt. Do not be afraid. Failure is unacceptable. I am collaborating with you and I am contributing to your development. I am in support of you, not opposed to you. Disregard what you have consistently been instructed. Instead, heed my voice rather than the misguided pronouncements of uneducated religious dogma. No aspect of your past has significantly influenced your life to render my plan for you unfeasible. My capabilities imply your competence. You are permitted to acquire the land. You can attain your utmost aspiration. I stand with you. I will never abandon or neglect you. Jesus Christ proclaims that the past is behind us. Focus on the future I have prepared for you. Exultation is abhorrent to the adversary. Delight in my presence and my spirit, for therein is your freedom and the liberation your heart yearns for. My authority aims to achieve your deepest aspirations and biggest dreams. Accept my fullness and recognize it as the foundation of my supply in your life. Permit my benevolence to direct you toward the core of the destiny designed for you before the world's inception. Time is not an issue. Financial resources are not an issue. The transient approval of humanity is inconsequential, asserts the Father. My role in your life and my support and favor will surpass all obstacles and challenges, enabling you to embody the pure archetype of the destiny I designed for you before the world's inception. The Father asserts, trust me. Allow me to proceed from this point. Respond to my guidance and ascend to the essence and factual reality of all that I have pledged to you from the inception of the world. Before the video continues, please like the video, share it with your family and subscribe to the channel and check out the link in the description. Thanks for watching the video. God instructs that one should never permit doctrine to supersede the intuitive guidance of His voice in one's life. Do not permit your limited comprehension of principles to suppress the urgency of my voice and guidance inside you. The adversary will approach you in a manner designed to provoke a conditioned reaction based on religious principles, but, I urge you to heed my voice, and he will be incapable of ensnaring or capturing you as a trophy via his deceit and falsehoods. Engage with authenticity. Engage with authenticity, and you will readily recognize the inauthentic when it appears. The Father asserts that love is infallible. It consistently identifies. It is invariably observable. My affection in your life relies on the insights of the enlightened, aimed at uncovering the adversary and disclosing the deception before harm occurs. Trust that judgment. By heeding my voice and following the internal guidance of my spirit, you can perceive with greater clarity than you realize. Exhibit cunning akin to a serpent while maintaining innocence comparable to a dove. The adversary is unable to remain silent. He will reveal his true nature if you pay attention. Engage with him in the spirit, and you will find no need to rectify the aftermath of your interactions. The Father proclaims, "I am with you." This is the manifestation and experience of spiritual warfare and triumph in the Spirit. God proclaims today that you are not a temporal being. My availability implies your availability. Refrain from permitting such notions to infiltrate your head, for I am not a deity of trivialities. I am the God of time, eternity, chance, and sovereignty. Your existence is under my control, and I am meticulously shaping your days and recording them in my ledger. Have confidence and be certain that a master craftsman is diligently working on your behalf to create a manifestation of heaven on earth in your life. My sentiments for you surpass the grains of sand in the ocean. My intentions that especially and intimately pertain to you surpass the celestial bodies in the heavens. I designed eternity as the framework within which my love would manifest in your existence with meticulous precision. The Father declares, "I am for you." If I am in your favor, who can oppose you? Who can undermine you? Concentrate on these Father facts. Allow the Father fact of my love to invigorate you and dispel all darkness, emotions of powerlessness, or illusions of a grim perspective. The finest is yet to arrive.